Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to Lego Indiana Jones 2. The adventure continues. So, we've got a couple of issues going on here. We've still got a couple of bonus levels we need to do and find. And then we've got a bunch of levels that we need to go back and get True Adventurer on. And then on top of that, we have levels that we need to grind to get up to 3 million studs to purchase the score times 4 multiplier, which is kind of important that we get that done if we're going to try to get 100% of this box before we do anything else. See, now, the fact that I could so easily lower the lava with just the twist of this handle, and it's not a timer or anything, tells me that this level's missing some challenge. It's like, sure, I'll die if I land in the lava. I know that, but mostly this doesn't do anything. And see, the golden coins in a brown chest just are difficult to identify visually immediately. That looked like a gold chest to me. That's exactly what it looked like. And we're getting the bare minimum example of enemies and the bare minimum example of levels. I suppose these are supposed to be example levels for the level creator themselves, but inherently in any game, regardless of how good a level creator is, it is just the creators of something saying, you know what, we don't want to make the content, why don't you make the content? And that can work very well. I mean, Skyrim's a perfect example of how that can work very well for the video game company, but really is treating your customers very poorly. In some irony, when I was a kid, I used to play with Lincoln Logs, and boy were they boring, because there's nothing you can do with Lincoln Logs, and there are no instructions that came with the Lincoln Logs as far as what to build, really. All you can make is a log cabin, and that's it. And somewhat similar if you just buy a creative set of Legos. I would personally say don't buy creative sets of Legos until you've learned how to be creative, and I'm not sure in my personal life I ever learned how to be creative. That might be why I'm so good at video games, is because I'm good at recognizing and experiencing other people's creativity, but may very well not have much of it myself. I don't think that's exactly true, but it might be more. If I was to try to be a author, a artist, anything where I had to constantly create things, while not riffing off or criticizing something else, I would not be capable of doing it on a daily basis. I always think the artistic muse, comes very rarely for me. So, but to get back to what I was saying, as I kind of wandered off there, my point is, it's not really acceptable in my eyes to have creators, creative sections of a game, and just tell the player, you create the content. It's not acceptable in Skyrim. Skyrim, if you just look at the base game, is kind of bad. it's way too long, it's way too grindy, it has some major problems in gameplay alone. But on top of that, the story they tell in Skyrim by itself is kind of bad. The gameplay mechanic is kind of bad. The caves you go through aren't amazing caves that you really remember. In fact, they're very repetitive, copy and paste stuff. And it's cheats, effectively, is all it is. It's just the game. People are cheating. The creators of the game are cheating to make a game seem longer than it is. And for the Lego creator and for Lego World in particular, which I think that's the name of that game that they're coming out with, or that's in early access right now, where there's no story at all and you just are building Lego things and that's it. You have to unlock minifigures, you just have to run around a infinitely spawning flat world like Minecraft and run into the characters and then unlock them. So there's like no challenge in it, there's no story in it, and it's just this open world creator thing. And they talk about how they thought about putting challenge in it and then decided against it, and I don't really believe they thought about it too much. So what this is gonna build for the super level, I'm not sure, but we'll see. A lot of pieces just sitting around. That's one with a stud over there I won't get. That's another with a stud I won't get. So this is becoming some enclosed thing with a bicycle in the middle of it. Is this some kind of bicycle powered underwater vehicle? This is very weird to enclose something in Lego pieces. A Lego game. It's not entirely weird for a Lego design in itself. But here I'm more than halfway through with it and I still have no clue what it's supposed to be. Alright. We needed a whip character, I believe, to get to this. So there's Indy over here. But we need 3 more bonus levels? How can we have 3 bonus levels missing? That makes no sense. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll find out in a second. I guess you really can't be too critical though of this, because there are no less than like 60 example open world bonus things plus 5 tutorial creator levels. A lot of this content might also very well be very similar to other versions of Lego games, and just the big console versions of the games never got things like this. Let's see. Now I've got a bazooka. Always comes in handy, I'm sure. And now I've got a shovel. Wonder how many items you could have a character hold. They're already approaching potentially 4 or 5. A key, a shovel, a whip, a book. maybe all of those at the same time. I suppose there's no real reason why they wouldn't be able to make them so they could hold that many items. It's more of a realism thing more than a programming thing. Plenty of games have come out where you hold hundreds of items. Skyrim, for example, could have thousands of items in your inventory. Yeah, so to criticize this, I have to criticize it based on its story. So only 1/3 of this game, I mean, is actually something that I can touch upon as far as storyline wise. And then yes, I can say, well, these bonus levels exist, but I've not been very thrilled with any of them. There are all these incredibly short things, and so were the other levels. Everything strikes you as incredibly short. What it reminds me of, and I'm not sure if this is going to be relatable or not, but there's a lot of like things, kids fairs that happened when I was a kid and still happen today, where it's really just like low effort entertainment, taking kids to a like, there might be one dunking booth, there might be what is that one where the fishing over the side of things, carnivals you might see done by a small church or small organization, things that are really just not on a professional level. It's like and that's kind of what this feels like to me. It's like, sure, it's almost 5 minutes worth of entertainment. I know I once saw a magician who was not very good, just and that's similar too. Just bad, cheap tricks that you could easily learn from a beginner's book of magic. That's kind of what these bonus levels feel like. Is there's no professionalism in them. There's no pride in them. It's just a short thing. Maybe if you looked at it from the idea of fine dining, these levels feel like appetizers. The things that are supposed to just whet your appetite and make you want more, and instead of giving you more, they instead kind of give you nothing. Alright. Need a character with a crystal skull to complete this level. I need a character with explosives. So, crystal skull, first of all. And then I need to go find the guy with explosives, who's not in this group. How many red gold bricks do I need? I need 2 more. Which is weird, because I don't know where the other one is gonna be. I hope I'm going the right way. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just fly the plane around. So this will help me look around. So we know that level we haven't done. And doesn't seem like there's a level over here. And we just did that level. And It doesn't seem like there's a level over here, and we did that level. So, did I not walk in here and do that level? I think I did. And we went up and we tried all of this, and there's no gold bricks in the overworld. Did we not do this level? So you can hit Y to jump out of the plane, and you can hit Y a second time to undo your parachute, which is helpful. I suppose I should just do everything. It's like, this is a bonus level, we've already done it, there's no reason, so exit the level. Ooh, did we not do this one? You need a character with explosives. Okay, so find the explosives guy, do this level, and do the other level, and we should have all the gold bricks to do the super level, and then maybe from that point we can also go back to the warehouse and use the warehouse level selects to try and get the score multipliers. Are you yeah, you have explosives, so you're not a problem. Alright. Yes, that does explode. It's not exactly what I'd prefer, but well, it'll work just fine. Fine. You walk ahead. See, that's really why it should be a permanent solution to the spiders, is because it's a lot of extra work. Alright. So, what in the world do we have over here? It is just jump after jump. Nothing but jumping. Well, let's start. Would this be a good place to grind? How many studs is this gonna quickly get me? So this was the big boss fight that we did with the spiders. I don't think the guy with the crystal skull is a great jumper, honestly. And a stud magnet would be greatly appreciated in this. And so that gets me about 100,000, 120,000 studs. So we did that. And I would need to do that probably 2 times just to get back to the 1.7 million we were at when we started. And honestly, I think it's easier to exit and do the grind level in the first box, because there's just less people fighting you and creatures trying to kill you. We're getting a lot of crazy laughing going on here. Alright. Load that up. And then the game locks up. Oh, this guy's name is Oxley. I've just been calling him the Nutty Professor this whole time. So you hit it 3 times and you get 3 studs out of it. I'm hitting all these switches, and I think I probably have to hit all 3 of them. Well, that was 50,000 studs. Still the torch thing. What's down here? So let's let this reset. Let's hop down on this one. It's like 1. Start there. Climb up here. Hop over. Darn it. These ladders. Man, boy does it take it a while to reset. I'll just come over here and hit this and hit this and hit this and hit this. And I guess that's all that there was to it. Is it was simply a timing puzzle. Okay. Alright, so that now leaves us with 10 out of 10. And that means we can fly to the super bonus level and do that. And maybe the super bonus level will give us 1 million? If the super bonus level gave us 1 million, then we'd only have to grind maybe 2 or 3 times to get to... There we go. To get to the 3 million we need for the score multiplier. And then when we have score times 4 plus score times 2, which makes score times 8, in theory, we might be on the fast track to affording the next score multiplier, but we very well may not. It may just end up being a scenario where we're gonna have to grind some more. It's still like last piece here, and I have no clue what I built. It just looks like a box to me. It just like some weird electrical box thing. And I can't even get out of the water. Oh, it gave us a ramp, but I didn't see it. So we still have 1 character and 1 vehicle too, which is a little strange. So bicycle is now purchased, and then oh, so we have a bicycle going up in the air. What a weird bonus level. And what just broke? Alright, The good news is this area is incredibly small, which tells me that unless there's some trick here, well, that interesting says it will only unlock at 400,000. Because there's a whole nother section in the back. This is an interesting concept of separating out the bonus levels. So I don't need this car to be particularly good at driving, I just need it to smash into things. And I suppose that is one thing Lego cars are somewhat good at, is smashing into things. So at 400,000 the stairway opens up, I guess, and makes a way up into the next section where you get, I assume, a pretty quick 600,000 to get the rest of it. So I think that's probably as much as I can get here. Now if this bonus level actually gives me 1 million, then there's a slight idea here where I should just do it a second time. Like, if it's only going to take me about 8 minutes to do the whole thing. So this just unlocked and turned it into a ramp. So let's let's have all this as much as possible. Yeah, it doesn't feel like there's too much room to not be thorough here, because the area is so small. We've gotten 99.9% of everything, it seems. And the game locks up. Here we go. And make the jump and totally miss all the purple studs on the way. And so this one specifically will quickly move us forward. See, even they know that these levels aren't that fun, obviously, because they're doing everything in their path to make it really, really easy to skip these. Let's see, 30,000 more studs are all that's needed. And I am stuck. Where am I? I've noticed pushing buttons causes it to lag. I don't think it's the controller per se, I just think that input in general. Oh, this is no good. I think I somehow glitched inside the building. Like, yeah, you can see I'm inside the building somehow. And there wasn't supposed to be there. There must have been something they did. Well, my only idea here would be to pull out my controller and hit F2. F2 or any button to start. It won't work. I can't start my other controller character either. Oh no! Seriously, game. You're gonna bug out just so horribly that I can't bring in a second character. I can't get out of this. So I hit a wall here. I walk down this way, this way, this way. How did I even get up in this? And I can't switch characters. And I can't start a character, so I exit a level? That's ridiculous. That's totally ridiculous. All that time, which it wasn't arguably a ton of time. Hey look, we've got the spiral split thing. I thought the game wouldn't do that. I didn't think that had been implemented yet. So take note that this character the character did start once I was already out of the issue I was in. Seems so silly that this was the way to get to the bonus level anyways. Come on. Let's see. What am I supposed to do? Wow. It takes forever to trigger that too. Alright, so try this again really quick. As much breaking of foliage as possible in the second pass. Let's see. I'm at almost the right amount already. What's really irritating about it bugging out is how close we were. So now we start doing this. Like, it would have been a lot less irritating if it had bugged when I only had a couple 100,000 studs. And we're back to wondering and asking, will this give me 1,000,000 studs? Because if it does, that's very helpful. If it doesn't, then we are going to have to grind. In this car we go. And at least I got it all. Didn't make the jump, but at least I got them all the studs this time. Let's see. Now I'm gonna have to do this right. Get all the way down this way. And here we go. Just run through all of this and hope the game doesn't lag too much and that we can finish this level without any glitches again. So I want to try to have a wide berth around the house if I can avoid it. I may not be able to avoid it though. Yeah, it seems like I'm gonna have to walk around the back again but I'll be very, very careful about it. Careful, careful, careful. Just very, very, very careful. There we go. Congratulations, we get to see him dance. We've completed Bike Fright. Why is that called Bike Fright? I don't know. Let's see. We're now at 37.2% complete in total. Let's go and skip all the credits. Because everything is so short, it's like really weird to even try to criticize a single box, considering how things are. So we found all the levels. We haven't found one of the characters, which is weird. And we have these levels here that we need to get in the true adventurer mode. We need to get the coins, which shouldn't be a problem. And it might be something we end up skipping, but without unlocking this, without unlocking the red brick, the score times 4, and without getting true adventure, we're not at 100% here. And it did give us 1,000,000 studs. So starting next recording, I think we could probably run back to this level and grind a little bit. That's all we really need to do, is grind a little bit, and then we should be able to get the score multiplier after that, and then we can come back and probably do everything. So that's going to be it for this recording, though. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.